What's good, YouTube? This is Majin Khan. I'm giving you guys another what I hope to see video for Halo Wars 2. This video is a little bit late overdue, but I'm very excited for this game because the first Halo Wars was a very good game. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's no StarCraft, it's no Warcraft, but a game for the console that's an RTS that's in the Halo franchise. It's pretty damn good. Don't sleep on this game. If you have not played this game yet, I would say give it a try. It is available to download now for the Xbox One, the backwards compatible list. Give this game a try, man. This game is really, really good. Its visuals are great, the audio is great, the gameplay is very fluid. So I would say give this game a shot if you have not played it. Don't sleep on this game. It's very fun, and it can get very competitive if you're playing online with other people. So I played this game like crazy on the 360. Almost got all. This is one of the games where I almost got all the achievements. I didn't get them all, but I almost got all of them. I just loved Halo Wars. The gameplay was just really, really good. It was fluid. Like I said, it's no StarCraft, but for what it offers on a console, it's fun. It's a very fun game. There are some Halo fans that weren't really a fan of this game, but me personally, I liked it. And keep in mind, I'm not a Halo head. Like I'm not a hardcore Halo fan. I don't know much of the lores when it comes to Halo 5 and 4, because I pretty much kind of put Halo down. I kind of retired from Halo, I want to say around maybe Halo 4, I think. Yeah, Halo 4 is when I retired, and I didn't even bother beating the game. I like played a little bit of it, and I just kind of got bored of it and just kind of put it down there. But Halo Wars was a really good game, and the story of the game is very interesting too. So what we know so far about Halo Wars 2 is that the story is going to be a lot more darker than the original one from Halo Wars. Also, I think from what I heard, we are going to get a lot more massive, like huge, massive battles. In Halo Wars, you can command and conquer your infantry or basically your units against the opponents and have these massive war battles that just look really cool to watch. Halo Wars 2, I think they're saying there's going to be a lot more than that, a lot more to that. There's going to be a lot more to offer with that. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm hoping what they're saying is true. What I would hope to see is, I would say some different leaders. Not that these leaders were bad with the different abilities. I think there's Captain Cutter, Sergeant Forge, the Arbiter. These leaders were great. They had great abilities. I just want to see some new leaders with some new abilities and just give everybody, just brand new abilities we've never seen. Obviously, that's what we're going to need. But give everybody brand new abilities. I already know this. I'm pretty sure the story is going to be good because I think it's Creative Assembly is going to be the people who are going to be working on this game. So from what they did to the first one, I'm pretty sure they're going to do a good job with the second one. So yeah, one thing I would like to see is new leaders, new abilities, new perks. That would be great. I want to say maybe add a third faction, but I think that's kind of unnecessary. It would be cool, but I really don't know what the third faction would be. I know some of me and my friends, we kind of got together and said that there should have been a third faction for the first Halo Wars, that it should have been the Flood. But I don't know, I feel like it's kind of irrelevant. So if there isn't a third faction, I'm kind of fine with that. I can deal with that. If there is, that's cool. I'm with it. But if there isn't, I can deal with that. I personally don't know on the Halo Wars 2 what the third faction would be. But if they come up with something, I'm down for it. If they don't, that's fine with me. So third faction would just be kind of in the air. If it's possible, okay, cool. If not, then whatever. This is just what I think personally. Maybe they shouldn't do this because it might make the game a little too easy. I would also like to see some type of mechanic where you can kind of spy on your opponent just for a little bit to see what exactly are they building. When it comes to RTS games like Halo Wars and StarCraft and stuff like this, I'm a very defensive type of player. I can be offensive at times, but I'm more of a defensive type of player. I don't know, I guess just because I get paranoid if people come in and trying to attack my base. I want to protect what I have. I would like to see a mechanic where you can spy on your opponent's base just for a little bit, just for just for like maybe like a rock solid 5 to 10 seconds. See what it is that they're building, what they're putting together, and then after that, after 10 seconds done, that's it. You go back to your base, building your units, building your defenses, doing what you got to do. I always thought that would be interesting, just to kind of spy on them for a little bit. But I know that is, kind of, cheating and cheesing in a way. So I guess, that's a no cheese rule. But I thought that would be, kind of cool, just for, 5 to 10 seconds at the cost of some of your resources. At least, you're losing something to spy on your opponent. I thought that would be pretty cool. Also, I want to see different units. Now in Halo Wars, they pretty much used almost all the units that we know from the game. From the Scarabs. I think they even used some that weren't even in the Halo weren't in the popular Halo games. Combat Evolved Part 2, Part 3. I think most of the notable ones were the Scarab, the Hunters, the Grunts, the Suicide Grunts. They used a lot of different units that you can use. I would like to see more air units for both factions. The air units in this game weren't really there weren't much to pick from, and I think we all know that the best air unit was on the UNSC side, where they had the Vulture. That thing was like very powerful. You had Vultures in the air, your opponents had problems. That was pretty much like their powerhouse right there. And to the Covenant, they had the Scarab. The Scarab was just a monster. That thing, once that thing is on the field, you're pretty much screwed. I mean, you can destroy it, but you're gonna put in some work to destroy that Scarab. You're gonna put in a lot of work, unless all your units all your units the levels. I don't know what they call them, the veterancy or something like that. All those unit stars are like 5 just to take it down a bit. But once that Scarab was on the field, you're gonna have to put in work to take that thing down, and it does massive damage. Now, when you're playing Halo Wars, most time when you have like one base open in the beginning of the game, you're only allowed up to 15 units on the field. I think we should bump that up to 5 at least. At least. We don't need to go any higher than that, but I think we should just bump that up to 5 at least. Reason being is because during the beginning of the game, you still have to, when you're trying to gather other bases, you still have to you still have to destroy, like other AIs that are not your opponents, like just other AIs in the field that you have to take down, and sometimes you'll lose your units in that process. So I think the number should be at least bumped up to 5 at default at beginning, at least. Also, in this game, I think we need some better skulls with better effects. The last game in Halo Wars Part 1, the skulls, I think out of all of them, 5 or 6 of them were actually kind of useful and were to your advantage. The other skulls were kind of just for show, just for like, shits and gigs. And, like, oh, hey, this skull makes confetti grunts blow up or something like that. And they were kind of pointless. If we're going to have to find, skulls that are, difficult to search for, at least make them useful. Don't give us skulls that are, if they want to do that, that's fine. But give us more useful skulls than skulls that are just pointless. I know some of the skulls were also like to your opponent's or to the AI's advantage, which helps you gain more higher scores. That's fine too, but give us a little bit more skulls that have more purpose to our advantages, and not just for show and not just for fun and shits and gigs. Give us better skulls that will help us in the game during story or during regular skirmish mode or anything like that. I think that would be pretty useful for everybody who plays Halo Wars. As far as a third resource goes, I honestly don't think we need a third resource to gather for, because it'll lead to too much micromanaging. I think the resources for Halo Wars are good enough, because they take long to accumulate. So as far as a third resource, me personally, I don't really care for it. I think it would just lead to too much micromanaging. I think we should just keep it the way it is. I know some people, they may want it for competitive purposes, But again, I think it would just lead to too much micromanaging, to where it's just too much of a clusterfuck. But you know, hey, who knows? Maybe they might, maybe they might pull it off well with a third resource. Who knows? So that completes my video for what I hope to see in Halo Wars. To summarize it all, mostly more and better air units, better skulls, more leaders with different different leaders with different abilities, and I would say some more versatility in the infantry units as well too. So that completes my video for what I hope to see in Halo Wars 2. What do you guys hope to see in Halo Wars 2? We still got a while until the next announcement comes out for this game. I'm not sure if they're going to do it at the next E3. I hope they do, because I'm looking forward to seeing what this game has to offer. Because, like I said, Halo Wars is one of my personal favorite games. It is a game that belongs, on my gold shelf. But yes, please let me know what you guys' thoughts are. I want to know what y'all think we should see in Halo Wars Part 2. Do you think we need more than what I said? Do you think we need something different? I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments section below. And until then, I'm going to catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. This is Majin Khan. Peace out, guys. Y'all be safe.
And for the record, I would have kicked your ass the first time if the lady hadn't stopped me.